Hello, YouTube denizens. It's Justin. I am here with the 2025 weekly video, and I will be linking below my newsletter, which I'm now putting out every week on Medium and Review. And so, welcome. It's been a while. So, there is a wish granter inside of you, and it's called a genie. It's your genius. There's a muse to guide you, a daemon, and a spirit which attends, an inspiring force. There's also a conspiracy. A conspiracy is a culture hell bent on keeping you mediocre. So today I'm going to talk to you about us humans, complex as we are, about our stupidity and about our genius. So Daniel Boorstin, historian, said the greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, but the illusion of knowledge. And so most of the facts you could know and the impressive abilities that you could develop, they're forestalled by the idea that you already know. This is what I call the curse of supposed knowledge. You think you know something, so your mind closes. Sometimes knowledge opens the mind, but sometimes knowledge can close the mind. So we tend as humans to overestimate our knowledge and our skills and our abilities, and this has been deemed the Dunning-Kruger effect after those two gentlemen that studied it. And the truth is that the main limitation to our development is a closed mind. And it's closed because of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of embarrassment, fear of failure, fear of being ostracized. So the Chinese have a saying, the first bird to stick its head out gets shot. But last time I checked, we're not birds, and nobody's hunting us. So it's a cool proverb, but humans feel certain ways. And that doesn't mean that these ways that we feel are accurate or beneficial for us to act out. So our feelings are actually very often the impediment to doing the thing that makes us great. Our feelings are the impediment to doing what we really should be doing. So in fact, a lot of genius lies in acting counter to what our feelings are telling us, entering into discomfort, entering into a situation that's new, it's novel, we haven't experienced it before, trying and failing, being comfortable with failure, being comfortable with setbacks. And these are often counter to the social institutions, which tell us we have to succeed. We have to not fail. We have to, and you know the rest. So sometimes expressing your genius requires going counter to what our social intuitions tell us and what our feelings are telling us. Our feelings are not really an accurate guide to acting in the world. They're a signal, but they're not the ultimate truth. So the truth is that, in fact, we're easily led astray as humans. So I gave you a bit about genius and this idea that there is a genie inside of you. If you look at the etymology of the word, it's literally a spirit inside of you that's, if woken up, can grant your wish. Also, if you're enthusiastic about something, enthusiasmat literally in Greek means to be possessed by a god, to be possessed by a spirit. That's when you're enthusiastic. You're excited about something. You want to do it. It pulls you into it. And we need to find that to bring out your genius. So the truth on the other side, so we have human genius, we have human stupidity. And the truth is that we're often led astray. So a great example is Sarah Edmondson paid several $1,000s to participate in an executive success program. In this program, she had breakthroughs with their patented technology, and she began rising through the ranks of this organization. She opened new chapters, she recruited new members, and she started teaching seminars. And for the first time in a while in her life, she felt like she had a purpose and she had a connection. The sense of purpose and connection are core human values. But when she was coerced into getting Latin initials of the founder tattooed on her wrist, she thought something might be off. She came to find out that what she belonged to was not a personal development company, but a sex trafficking cult disguised as a woman's mentoring and empowerment organization. She and the New York Times reporter who took her story up exposed this fallibility of the human mind and the slipperiness of our identities and our beliefs. So, the moral takeaway from this is that bright, capable, and talented and successful people are just as susceptible as anyone else to being exploited. We've got to accept that we are highly exploitable. As humans, we share this intense vulnerability, and that is that we are manipulable and we're highly exploitable. And the largest scale form of that is culture. What is culture but a large scale and less temporal version of a cult? So Frank Zappa said that a religion is a successful cult, and a cult is a failed religion. The truth is that we believe a lot of things not because they're actually true, but because they make us feel a certain way. Our world is chaotic and it's constantly changing, and our belief is a way to contend with this uncertainty. It's a mental filter belief through which we can perceive the world. So we put our trust in authorities, we tune into echo chambers, and we follow social media channels, not because they're necessarily true, but because mostly they affirm our beliefs. They make us feel connected. And conflictual opinions and facts that challenge our existing beliefs cause what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. Maybe you've heard of it. Cognitive dissonance is like playing two discordant tones at the same time. And the waveforms of these discordant tones destructively interfere with each other, and they cause an instant visceral sense of unease in our body. They cause us this immediate discomfort. And the truth is that instead of resisting these dissonances, we need to embrace these dissonances. As goes the analogy of the hedgehog and the fox that the Greeks had. The hedgehog, instead of being this hedgehog, this is one who believes just one thing really strongly. That's a hedgehog. Hedge your bets on this one belief. Instead, we need to think like a fox. A fox, his belief is flexible and it's multi-sourced, multifarious. And so when you do that, you begin to transcend normal human thought processes because you're not locked into a belief. You may have strong beliefs, but you hold those strong beliefs lightly. So when you start to do that and you're able to think in oppositional ways, you're able to simultaneously feel the dissonance and the consonance at the same time, the thing that you do believe and the thing that you don't believe at the same time, then you're transitioning to thinking like a genius. And an example of that is if you're a musician, you can't avoid dissonance. You seek dissonance, and because it's a necessary ingredient to harmony. Dissonance is just as necessary, that's to say, as the consonance. There is no feeling of release when you play the consonant tones if you don't have those dissonant tones. So uncomfortable beliefs in this way are just as important than the comforting ones. I'll say that one again. Uncomfortable beliefs are just as important as the comforting ones. A genius actually really doesn't believe much of anything. Instead, she finds out for herself. Belief is a poor substitute for an experience. So she just experiences things. She doesn't really believe anything. A genius doesn't hold tightly to any one belief for long, just like a musician doesn't hold on to just one tone for long. She must hold on these contradictory beliefs. She must stand at the threshold between ideas, like the Roman god Janus, from the Latin Ianu, Ianua, which means door, and from whom which we named the first month of the year, January. Interesting thing about January is the god of thresholds had two faces, Janus, or Ianu. Was two-faced, had the was the god of doorways, the god of thresholds, and the temple doors, interestingly, of the Janua temple in Greece, they were open during war times and they were closed during peace. Peace here means we've accepted our beliefs and we're not seeking to understand more. It's a dangerous and unstable place to stay in for long. So in times of war, though, Yanua's doors reopened so that we can challenge what we hold sacred. We can question our beliefs, and we can go to war. We can face what's uncomfortable. And the truth is that there's always a war going on. And it's inside of you or it's outside of you. It's latent or it's active. So don't be fooled. The war will touch you. And you can prepare for it by training your mind and your body and developing, assimilating new information, and taking on challenges. Or you can stagnate. You can just sedate yourself, and you can be a spectator to your own life. You can live entirely according to someone else's plan, rather than crafting your path. Those who sweat more in training bleed less in battle. And that's a Spartan proverb. So to close out for y'all, thank you for joining me, by the way. If you stuck through for this long, I really appreciate you. There's a genius within you. And look for it in the right spot. And find him. And activate him. And you'll have a wish. And then it's only a matter of time, patience, and dedication. Stay well, my friends.